Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. Today, it is book review time. So, before I get into the book review, I do want to kind of give you guys a little bit of an update, because as you can tell, different background. I have moved, as you can tell. I've moved about 2 weeks on Sunday. So I've been here for a little bit, but anyways, yeah, so I've had a lot going on. That's why I've been so MIA. I was hoping I would start uploading again and stuff like that, and that just did not happen, unfortunately. When I was living at my mom's, that last week got really hectic. 3 days before I was supposed to leave, my car decided to have the check engine light come on, and when I ran a diagnostic on it, it said it was my knock sensor. Well, I was freaking out about it and everything like that. I had a coworker come over and use his diagnostic to kind of read everything proper. His is a little bit more in depth, I guess, so he was able to read all the stuff and see what's going on with it and all that kind of stuff. And pretty much, and I would not recommend doing this, but he decided to go ahead and clear the codes, and I drove my car. It drove normally. It didn't throw a code out. So I risked my car pretty much driving all the way down here when I knew that there was possibly something wrong with my car, and it hasn't thrown a code at me. So I don't know what's going on with it, but I still have to get it in the shop eventually. I just haven't done that. Eventually it will be going into the shop to make sure everything's completely fine with it. So yeah, I've had a lot going on, and so it's just been really, really crazy. Plus I'm also in the process of applying to numerous jobs so I can get to working again, and it's been one of those things. But anyways, that's just a little bit of a life update. That's just pretty much what's been going on. But anywho, let's move on to the book review, because that's what you guys are here for. So I do not actually have any of the books with me except for the very last one, simply because I left them in Ohio. I didn't want to bring stuff that I didn't absolutely need when I came down here, because I just loaded my car up, and so that stuff is all up in Ohio. But I will put a picture of it on the screen right here or over here somewhere on the screen. And also I do kind of rate the books and stuff like that on my Instagram. If you are interested in seeing what books I read throughout the month, you can follow me on there. I'll leave it linked down in the description box below. I'm also going to put the actual description of the books in the description box below too, because I'm not very good at explaining stuff. Book number 1. I started reading it in February, and then I finished it in March. So this book, my mom read it and she asked me if I was interested in reading it, and she told me what it was about, and I was like, sure, I'll give it a go. It's kind of different than what I usually read. I usually read a lot of thrillers, at least lately I have been, and this one was completely different. So the first one I read was Lore. This is a Greek mythology type book, so if you're into that, I definitely recommend it. Basically, the best way to describe the book, because I've seen people say this about it, it's pretty much like Percy Jackson meets Hunger Games, and they just threw it into a book, which was really, really interesting take on it. I honestly enjoyed this book a lot. The only thing for me is I'm not really good at pronouncing names or words in general, and so trying to pronounce these Greek mythology names, it was a struggle, and that was the only part of the book that kind of didn't do it for me, I guess. But otherwise, I absolutely loved this book. It was such a good book, and it did take me about a quarter of the way to really get into it, and then once I did, I was hooked. I found myself constantly reaching for this book. I absolutely loved this book. I am giving it a 4 stars out of 5 though, because, well, it was hard for me to pronounce this stuff, which is my own personal, it's my own personal problem, to be honest with you guys. So it probably deserves 5 stars, but I'm still going to stick with it. Anyways, so book number 2 that I read was The Silent Patient. As soon as I saw this on the Walmart bookshelf, because that's where I get most of my books, is from Walmart. At the time, I did not have a bookstore close to me, so Walmart was like my only source of getting books other than buying on Amazon. And now that I live in a city, I am close to a Books A Million, so it's going to take everything in me not to go to the bookstore all the time. Anywho, Yes, so that's where I was getting, that's where I got most of these books. Anyway, so I saw everybody talking about this book. It was so hyped up. Everybody loved it. They said it was a good thriller book. So I wanted to check it out for myself. Naturally, I was very curious. I loved this book personally. I know not everybody likes it. It's not everybody's cup of tea, but me personally, I understand the hype. It was a really, really good book. There was good plot twists. There was one plot twist that happened and I was like, whoa. And my mind was blown. I wasn't expecting it. It was such a good book. I find myself reaching for this book a lot as well. I usually only read before bed, and with these 2 books that I have mentioned so far, I was reading them throughout the day because I had nothing else to do. So I was like, I'm gonna read because I really want to know what's going on and what's going to happen. And so I found myself reaching for this book constantly. It was so really, really good. At first I was like, this isn't going to be my cup of tea. I didn't really like how it started, and I don't like how it ended either. That's my only complaint, is the way it started and the way it ended. It just, I don't know. I did not like the way it ended at all, actually. That is my one complaint. So there's a YouTuber that I watch, Angelina Kang. I will link her YouTube down below. I absolutely love her. She does like monthly resets where she talks about her books as well, and she mentioned this book and she said she didn't like the way it ended. She said it was just random, and so I was kind of, and this was before I actually had read the book, so I was kind of expecting it, but like it to be kind of random. And I do agree, it was really, really random. I don't know why they ended it that way. I personally would have preferred, and if you haven't read the book, this is kind of a little bit of a spoiler, but I would have preferred the husband to have confronted the wife. I would have preferred him to confront his wife, let him know he knew before he went to jail, because we all know he went to jail. But it would have been nice to, you know, for that, to clear it up a little bit, instead of just being like, well, I got caught. So my rating for this book is 4.5 stars out of 5, because it was such a good book. But if it would have ended differently, it would have got 5 stars. But because of the ending, I have to take half a point. The next 2 books that I read are part of the series. It's part of the Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. So I read book number 2, which was Good Girl, Bad Blood. And then I read book number 3, which is As Good as Dead. So book number 2, it was really good. I really liked the storyline. It kept me interested the entire time. It did have a pretty good plot twist, so I did really enjoy this book, actually. And I don't really have much to say about either of these books, to be honest with you. My rating for book number 2 was 4 stars out of 5. It was good, had a good plot twist, it kept me interested the entire time. Really enjoyed it. Book number 3, I did not really care for. Okay, here's the thing. Book number 3 to me was just all over the place. I did not like that. I didn't like how, you know, she was kind of jumping from case to case because she's trying to, you know, find a way to fix her mental state. That kind of bothered me a little bit. And so just it being kind of all over the place, and I didn't really like that. Now once it got into a different kind of storyline, so I don't want to spoil it for anybody, so I'd say about halfway through the book on, it was pretty good. I enjoyed the storyline that way. However, it's almost like the first half of the book didn't even happen because of what happens in the second half of the book. And so it's just kind of all over the place, and I didn't really like it. It was not my cup of tea. I like how they took book number 3 and connected it to book number 1 and book number 2. It just wasn't that great. I mean, to be honest with you, I definitely recommend it if you read book 1 and 2. I would complete the series. But for me, I didn't really care for it personally. I'm gonna give this book 3 stars out of 5 because it just wasn't my cup of tea. I don't have much to say about it. So yeah, that's pretty much my book review. I don't have much to say about the last book, unfortunately, but hopefully April's book review will be a lot better than this one. I hope you guys are having, or I hope you guys had a good March, and I hope you guys have a blessed April. I am kind of manifesting for myself to have a really great April because this is my birthday month. So I'm manifesting that this month will be great. You know, I'm manifesting I get a job and get my life going here. I'm manifesting the good stuff. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a big thumbs up for me. It lets me know that you enjoy my video and you don't find me at all boring. It also lets me know that you are enjoying the series as well, so don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, become part of the cat family today, and also turn the notification bell on to be notified anytime that I upload, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.